Welcome everyone to another episode of Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lamb. Dr. Pants. Why aren't you here?
Because it's apocalypse.
Oh noes!
No, it's COVID-19.
I know. Gosh darn social distancing. Well, I'm gonna just. This is weird. This is really strange. I don't know. Everyone can see this. It's ridiculous. But why are we convening? What's so important that we have to, kind of buck all of the trends and make internet content?
Hold on, because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just making video content for YouTube. We're remaking it because we've done this episode already.
Oh, we have, haven't we? Like a long
We
time
have.
ago.
It was a first season episode of Nerdstrodamus, but we are talking about video game remakes today.
Well, why not? Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why we should. That's because in the past month we've gotten, or we're going to get, 3, 4, maybe 5?
Tons of remakes.
I lost count. Yeah, I lost count at how many we've been getting.
Yeah.
But
the big question's going to be, are they even worth it? Like, what is it? What's going on here, right?
There's always going to be somebody who says yes, but we're going to take a good hard look at it and say, was it necessary to remake it, or could they have better spent their time remaking something else?
Good, interesting thing. Well, funny enough, I have a little quiz for you.
I'm shocked, and you can't see my face, Lambo, but this is my shocked face.
I can see your face. How dare you?
Wait a minute. Where are you? All right, so...
Yes. Anyway, here's how this is going to work. Remakes, they happen, right? But they happen they're all of time. And, they even go back pretty far. I'm pretty sure you've played a lot of these remakes. The deal is, though, to differentiate them from the originals, they have to sometimes give them a weird name that's not the original game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one, and you got to tell me what the new name of each game is.
The new name.
The new name.
Okay, so...
They get progressively dumber, but they also get more modern. So you get to decide.
All right.
All right, let's take a look at number 1.
All right, I'm looking at number 1.
The first couple are pretty easy. These are pot shots. Yeah.
This one's real easy because I own this. I've played it. I loved it. This is Maverick Hunter X.
Mm-hmm. A remake of what game?
Mega Man X.
Of course.
Of course.
Flip on over to number 2 and give that a look.
Oh, I've also played and beaten this one.
See?
And I loved it also.
Pot shots. Nothing problematic here.
This is Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. Or is it just Twins?
No, but you got it. It's The Twin Snakes. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if there was a "the" in there or not.
There is the.
All right.
Moving
on to number 3?
Number 3.
Oh, wow, you gave me a lot of easy ones.
Well, I gave you 3 really easy ones, and then the rest of them aren't stupid easy. But.
This is a remake of the original Metroid that came out on the GBA called Metroid Zero Mission.
You got it. There's a few people out there that don't realize that that's a remake of the original. Yeah.
They added, there's a whole new, section of the game that's added in where you play as Zero Suit Samus.
Oh,
so,
sweet.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, number 4?
Number 4.
Okay, so this has got to be a remake of Turtles in Time.
It is. It is a remake of Turtles in Time. But what was it called?
ReShelled.
ReShelled. Good call.
That was a guess.
Oh,
but
was
it made
it?
sense. Yeah, because it's Turtles. They remade it. What are they gonna call it?
ReShelled.
Right. ReShelled.
Yeah, it could be re-waxed, as in turtle waxed.
Did they make a whole lot of turtle wax jokes in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show?
There's one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5. Oh, come on! This is an easy one.
Yeah.
This is Wild Arms Alter Code F, a remake of Wild Arms, and this came out on the PS2.
Yeah, it did. This is
I was almost going to talk about this one.
You wouldn't know the title.
No.
I misunderestimated your weebiness.
You did. You did never underestimate my weebiness.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Give this a go.
Ooh. Hold on. Okay, so... This is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, a remake of that, correct?
It is, yep.
Okay.
It's a relatively recent one.
It is. I remember when it came out. I even played the demo for it because I'd never played the original Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's a lot of problems or puzzle solving kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea what the title was of the remake.
It's Oddworld New and Tasty.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, it has something to do with food or something, and I could not remember what it was. But New and Tasty. That is it.
New and Tasty.
New and Tasty. All right. And is there a 7?
There's a 7. 7.
Is this a new one?
This I don't even know if this one's out yet. I have to look.
It's not out yet.
It's coming out, but it looks beautiful.
So this is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated?
yeah, good call.
Yes!
Dang.
Yes.
Dang.
I don't know why I know about that one because I don't like SpongeBob, but I gotta admit, it does look really good.
It looks amazing. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, is this even like games? Like, it looks super good.
It
But I guess
really,
that's
really good.
what you get when you go for like really, really just high fidelity good stuff, and it doesn't have to be realistic.
Right.
And the last one. This is a deep
Okay. Cut. This is a deep cut. Because I believe it's a remake of Castlevania Rondo of Blood.
It is. Ooh, good.
And was it called the Dracula X Chronicles?
Of course.
Oh yeah! Woo!
I was gonna originally give you, and this was gonna be really mean of me. I was gonna give you Blaster Master Overdrive as the last one, because it was also a remake of Blaster Master the original.
I wouldn't have even known.
Yeah.
So I think I only missed the Oddworld one.
Yeah,
Didn't
not
I?
bad at all, sir.
There we go.
50 internet points to you.
Thank you. Put that up on the tally there. Mm-hmm. So, let's talk about some remakes, because in like the past month leading into the next month, we've gotten things like the Resident Evil 3 remake, the Final Fantasy 7 remake, Trials of Mana's coming out, and the Xenoblade Definitive Edition's coming out. And we need...
So good.
Yeah, so... Let's start by talking about Resident Evil 3, because last year we got Resident Evil 2.
Mm-hmm. Like, not long ago at all. It's weird, right?
I want to say it was almost exactly a year ago. I think they planned them out year to year. I should have looked up the dates, but we played Resident Evil 2. We played the demo on stream. We both have experience with it, and I own it, and I've played further. And you played 2 back in the day.
Yeah. So
obviously, they remade this game from the ground up.
They had to. The old tank controls are just bad, you know?
Right.
It's definitely the reuse in the remake 2 and 3. Now, it's sad because 1 got a remake, but it got a remake with tank controls.
Yeah, because basically 0 came out along with like Resident Evil 1. Like, they both came out around the same time period on the GameCube.
Yeah, they did. Like, creepily near each other. Yeah.
Right, and while 1 was a great remake at the time, you also had like Resident Evil 4, which redefined how Resident Evil played.
Mm-hmm. It redefined it? R-E?
It did.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you gotta admit, because you've played 4, the gameplay of 4 is stellar.
It's stellar, and it's different, though. I mean, as a fan of the originals, it took away a little bit of that, like, being scared, running around, not knowing what to do, fumbling with the controller, because the controllers suck. The controls suck. But it definitely felt more natural, and it felt more modern. And, you know, the fact that 2 and 3 got the remake with that kind of control style, super awesome.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to ask you, do you think it was a necessary remake the way they did 2 and 3?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pandery the same way the Final Fantasy 7 one is that we're going to get to. It's pandery, but at the same time, these are games that are difficult to go back to, right?
Right. The controls did not age well, and I mean, let's freely admit that even while at the time the graphics were really good, things are... It's muddy. It's really muddy.
It's got those PS1 jaggies. They're bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's also freely admit that they're not that easy to come by, because unless you have a Vita or a PS3, there's no modern way to get them. Leads me to another remake, because along with the release of Resident Evil 3, they announced that there's going to be a 4 remake. We know nothing about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just rumors at this point.
Right. So, That's unnecessary.
I don't
right?
think it's very necessary. Because the point of the 2 and 3 remake is that they're making it more like 4, right?
Right.
Right?
4's already like 4.
Right?
It's in the name.
It got a release in the past couple of years here. It's been released on everything, like multiple
Oh my
times.
god, I'm pretty sure it's one of the few games that has like the highest number of releases. It's got to be in the top.
It's ridiculous. The originals had a lot of re-releases too, though.
Yeah, but I don't think like 4, because 4's been released on everything since the GameCube PS2 era.
Mm-hmm. Nothing can beat the Wii version though.
No, the Wii version was the best version. By the way, come at us if you don't agree, but you have to have played it to understand. All right, now let's square up for the next two. So the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Trials of Mana, both Square Enix remakes, and we've played the Trials of Mana demo. Mm-hmm. I played the 7 Remake demo, and you are actually playing the 7 Remake in full.
I'm at the end of it, pretty much. Yeah, I'm on chapter 16 of 18, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the 7 Remake's a little odd, because unlike all the other ones that are full remakes of the entire original game, 7 is just Midgar, which we have said so many times is like maybe a 5-hour chunk of that game. Mm-hmm. And how many hours do you have in this right now? 26 hours, something like that. So you might hit like 30 by the time you're done.
Yeah, maybe 30, ish.
Okay. So they changed up the gameplay. Uh-huh. They fleshed out a lot of stuff with it. A lot of the characters get more fleshed out and everything, and the visuals are, of course, stunning. Mm-hmm. But they changed the story.
A little bit. There's
spoilers. Spoilers, by the way.
I'll save all my main spoilers for later. You know, I might do a review or something like that coming up here. But there's enough changes to the story that it warrants a playthrough if you're a fan of the old. You know, if you're interested in those characters and that world, you know, it makes it fun.
So I'm going to ask you, before we talk about Trials of Mana, with the fact that it's a change in the story and it's good for fans of the original, but you've stated that the combat is stellar, the way it looks is amazing, and everything. Was it necessary to remake 7 with all this, changing the story and whatnot?
Few games warrant this kind of like attention and and detail when kind of putting it back in there. It almost makes me want to say that like Ocarina of Time should get a similar kind of thing, even though it kind of already has, which we'll get to soon here. Few games need it. This one didn't need it at all. I'll say that it didn't need it because the game was the game. I'm gonna say that this new one's pretty banging though. It's good.
So let me ask you, though, which would you have rather? The 7 Remake we got, or them making a brand new Final Fantasy game using the combat and mechanics of this game?
If they did it like this, with all the stuff intact, a new Final Fantasy would actually have been a tad more... Yeah.
Right, so I can't say much because I haven't played it, but in all honesty, I don't know if the 7 Remake is necessary, especially given the fact that 7's been re-released everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a hard game to play. And also, I would say the older Final Fantasy games do hold up a little bit better than, say, the old Resident Evils.
Yeah, I find it especially funny because the style that they're replacing is the style that they moved Final Fantasy like 4 to when they remade it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
right?
It's kind of funny to me. There's so much about it that there is a charm to the way the old one looks and feels and plays that is not remade at all in this new one. You know, like they replaced a lot of the adorable little like, you know, chibi character animations and stuff with like real emotions, which is too much in some cases.
That was something I was worried about when the 7 Remake was coming out. It's like, but like the kind of cartooniness of 7
it's there.
Really helps
it's definitely
I'm
there.
Sure, but the style helped it.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like
it's mostly the style that helped. Yeah.
It's like when they make a live action remake of an original animated feature. Like you lose something in the charm there.
You can't see me, but I'm face palming, of course.
Yes. Yeah. But then let's move on and talk about the Trials of Mana remake, because this one's interesting because Trials of Mana was the Mana game that never came out here in any way.
Right. And
then they decided to remake it. But at the same time, like around the time they announced they were remaking it, they released it in the collection.
Right.
Over here. Now, the remake is, of course, redoing all the graphics, redoing the combat and everything.
but it's almost a pitch perfect, block for block remake of the game just made in 3D. That's
right.
It's beautiful.
It is. Oh,
it's kind of
and the
almost
music...
what I wish they did with the Final Fantasy one.
Yeah. And the 7... whoa. And the music in the Trials of Mana remake is so good.
It is.
I love the music. It sounds amazing. So, my question is like, I feel this is totally a necessary remake if they hadn't released it in the collection.
I agree. I think it would have been more meaningful had they not just released it.
Right.
At least to us in the West,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
definitely. It comes a little cheapened knowing that it's in the $40 collection.
Right. And I've been sitting here because the collection's gone on sale for like $20 a couple of times, and I'm like, I could just get it and play it, but at the same time, I want to play that 3D version.
But you're not going to get the co-op with the 3D version.
This is also true.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as this being a necessary remake, I'm like split. I don't know if I want to say yes or no.
It's not necessary because we don't have the nostalgia associated with it here in our culture.
But at that point, I would also say that kind of makes a remake necessary because then we can experience this game brand new in a more modern way rather than just release the old version. Because for someone like me who's never really played the Mana games, like a newer version would be better than the classic one. But so let's talk about some Zelda, because I know we've played these. And we have a lot to say about them, especially because we did a run of the original Ocarina of Time on our channel. Go watch it. It's painful. I'm going to put a link right there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
link.
So a link to the video. Anyway, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask got remade for the 3DS. And I got to say, they're both amazing remakes.
I'm really sad they weren't console ports. I mean, I think they were made to be tentpole games for the 3DS, who at the time, don't forget, was kind of struggling at the beginning.
It was, and it was a launch title for the Majora's Mask was a launch title for the new 3DS.
Yeah,
like it came out at the same time. I don't actually think it needed the new 3DS, but it came out at the same time.
No, yeah, really good.
They updated the visuals and they look amazing. That bottom screen adds so much when it comes to like inventory management and being able to switch out your items and also maps.
It's one of the few games that the gyroscope isn't just a quirk. It's not just like a gimmick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the biggest problems we had playing through it was aiming sometimes. Because even if you have Z targeting, sometimes trying to aim with just the control stick, it was wonky. But being able to like get that just little bit of accurate movement by tilting the 3DS around, it made everything so much better.
Mm-hmm.
It made everything so much better. I love them. I think they are really, really great. And the question is then, were they necessary to remake?
I'm not going to say the same. Like I said, I would say this about few games. Because I don't think the ones they've remade, I don't think the Twilight Princess remake was very necessary.
It wasn't even a remake. It was a rematch. Yeah. All they did was clean it up.
But no, Ocarina and Majora, they look amazing. They retextured a lot of stuff. And the Master Quest is in them. So
the Master Quest is in them. And let's not I forgot to mention this. The Water Temple add-on in Ocarina of Time makes everything just a little bit easier.
A lot easier, you mean?
Yeah.
That 4-hour slog we did. Oh, it was so bad.
I died inside.
I died everywhere.
If you watch that video, go back. You can find the moment I lost all hope.
It's bad. You can only hear our voices, but you can hear it.
Yeah. So Lambo, there's another remake we could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
How about Pokemon Let's Go?
How about Pokemon Let's Know?
Zing. Moving on then. So, talking about these remakes, the ones that we said were necessary were Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
We did say the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask ones were necessary.
Uh-huh.
And then the Final Fantasy 7 remake, not really. Trials of Mana, half and half. Not necessarily.
No, not necessarily.
So the thing is, though, is the reason they're remaking these games that aren't necessary is obviously for the money, right? Because they know they're popular.
All of them are. I actually kind of want to go against what I said about the remasters, because our last time we did an episode like this, we were talking mainly about remasters, you know?
Right.
And I was going to say the same thing about them that I'm kind of going to say now, is that, you know, if you're working with previously created material, there's not like the creative team that needs to be as in-depthly working, you know? Even though, you know, there's definitely a lot of art direction and creativity going into some of these remakes. It's probably, you're not starting from the ground up with nothing, you know? And so,
this is true.
So it's an easier do. And if you're creating something that already has a fan base, it's kind of easy money, you know? And it comes off as you not just repackaging things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make one argument for this.
Yeah, go for it.
And this goes into the games that I want remade.
Yeah.
Because there is one game that I will scream to the heavens has to be remade every day of my life until it happens.
It's not Mega Man Legends, is it?
No, I almost put that one on the list. Because the controls are kind of garbage and they need to fix those.
Yeah.
But, no, it's Xenogears.
Oh, okay. This makes perfect sense to me, actually.
Right, and here is why it's an argument against working with previously made stuff, and that's because, now while have you played any of Xenogears?
I've started it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Xenogears, of course, is in the same universe as Xenoblade.
Yeah.
There's connections.
Yeah.
There's connections, and it's made by the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Xenogears was of course, a PS1 JRPG with giant robots, some really messed up, dark stuff going on, deep philosophical questions happening, everything. And fun fact, it was actually the original pitch for Final Fantasy VII that they turned away because it was, quote, too dark.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. But this game needs to be remade, not because I just love it and not because it's giant robots, but the last, third of the game is kind of missing.
Yeah.
It's there, but
you've explained this to me multiple times, right?
Right, and you can't understand until you experience it, and maybe I can get a screenshot of what's going on, but towards the end of game development, the studio lost its budget on the game, and they had to rush it. And to get the last bit of story beats to kind of get everything together and wrap it all up, the last bit of story is told from the two main characters' point of view, and it's just them sitting in a chair narrating what's happening with a few battles going on between a little bit of exploration, but it's not this big grand JRPG that you could travel around the world like it was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So this game needs to be remade because I want to see that last third of the game, or whatever bit of the game it is, opened back up.
And actually, be there.
I don't want them to lose the budget.
That makes perfect sense, because that game has now garnered, a huge fan base. The Xenosaga series, the Xenoblade series have a ton of fans that would jump on a Xenogears game.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. With the fact that Xenoblade has gotten so much more popularity and love than Xenogears or Xenosaga even got, now's the time. Remake that game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number one.
I feel that way. I'm gonna throw one in there between you there.
Okay.
And this one's a really controversial one because technically, it's been remade already, and they just didn't do that good of a job.
What was it?
GoldenEye. Hear me out. Hear me out. So there is no good way to play GoldenEye today. Emulators struggle to play it unless you have a bomb system to play it on.
Okay.
And if they ever put out an N64 Mini, the likelihood of this game being on that is so low because they need the James Bond license, and Rare made it, who is owned by Microsoft at the time right now. So
didn't we get the rare Donkey Kong Country games on the SNES Mini?
We did. So that side of it isn't so bad. It's the James Bond license.
It's the James Bond license.
And so putting all those things together and not having just one company want to make all the money on it is going to be tough. And then the remake that was made, I want to say, who made the remake? I'll look it up later. It was fun and it was good and it followed the movie better than the original game did, but it was missing so much of the feel. It played like a Call of Duty game pretty much. And I would love for it to be kind of a little bit of what it was, a little bit more free roaming and super modernized with a really robust multiplayer thrown on there, even if it got the treatment that the Perfect Dark did on the Xbox, that would be amazing. It'd be mind blowing, actually. Because in a lot of ways, GoldenEye is really fantastic.
Yeah.
And they got Daniel Craig, I think, to be Bond instead of Pierce Brosnan.
I think so, because around the same time is when they released, like, Bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
That was based on, like, Daniel Craig and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah. Shout out to Nightfire and Everything or Nothing and Agent Under Fire.
Agent Fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightfire was fun.
Nightfire
was so much fun. I love that.
Everything Bond related during that era was so good.
Oh, my
but anyway.
Goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna bring up one more remake that I want to see done. And that is based on the fact that Resident Evil 2 and 3 got remade. I want to see the original Silent Hill get remade.
Ooh. It kind of did, didn't it? It wasn't Shattered Memories a remake?
No. I looked into it. It's kind of not.
Okay.
So the original Silent Hill plays like the old Resident Evil games. Tank controls, guns, everything. Yeah. But Shattered Memories was like... I don't want to call it a remake. It was like taking a similar story and retelling it, but not in the same way at all. It's hard to describe. I've played Silent Hill 1. I've played Shattered Memories. They don't seem like they're the same game, but maybe I'm wrong. But I want to see that original version get remade with the gunplay and everything.
That would be cool.
And Silent Hill, like, where has it been? We haven't gotten anything since Downpour.
There are rumors right now that they're going to continue working on Silent Hills.
I hope they do. I love the horror in Silent Hill way more than I do Resident Evil. I get real tired of zombies and the virus.
Yeah.
I want some psychological horror.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's missing from the gamescape right now. We have a lot of cool stuff out there. We need to go back to actually getting scared in our video games.
Yeah.
And not just scared that we don't have no bullets. You know, because that's only a little scary.
What remakes do you want to see get done?
Yeah, seriously. There's so many out there right now that are like, garnering so much attention. And in a year where we have maybe some consoles possibly coming out, I don't know. And, there's not too many big tentpole games to look forward to other than Cyberpunk, because everybody's just like waiting with bated breath. There's definitely a ripe moment here for some remakes, especially with the new consoles hitting. You're going to want to have some people play some of the old ones. So,
right.
Yeah.
Plus, never hurts to have a couple of remakes just to fill in the gaps.
There's a lot of gaps right now.
Yeah, but is that because there's no games or because they're like postponing it because of the Rona?
The Rona.
But no, let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see remade. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, make sure to comment that below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Find us all on the social media. And hey, we hope everybody out there is doing okay and you're being safe and you're enjoying yourself. And if you're there playing some games, let us know what you're playing. Shout out to us on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever and just show us what you're playing. All right? But I think that's it, Lambo. So for Nerdstrodamus, I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
We will catch you all some other time.
I hope we did the guns at the same time.
I really... Match it up if you can.
I'm going to see what naturally happens.